podcast. It's
I'm gonna watch your podcast while you podcast.
It's my podcast, okay? Welcome.
It's your podcast.
Fucking damn, all right.
Welcome back to
the reason he said
Fucking
that.
big
Oh my
authority
god,
over
I'm
here. Okay,
fucking being overspoken by two little tisms on my own podcast. I can't even do the fucking intro. Welcome everyone to Within the Flesh 3, episode 3. We got Shinlar Unga Bunga Heavy Lar. He has apparently.
Hey! You forgot an important one. The one I'm running with now.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have Shinru Unga Hevlar here. Recently in the news for kidnapping 5 children and skinning them alive.
I did do that. Thank you.
It returned the bodies though.
We have Fox.
Yeah, I did return the flesh.
We have Foxp2 here. He's a pretty.
Hello.
He's a pretty little princess.
The most boring.
He's got his OnlyFans. You can check him out on
OnlyFans is up
on 5sharpieman.com, where apparently he can fit 8 Sharpies in. Pretty crazy.
I've been working my way towards 9. Wow. I think I can make it happen if you just buy now.
Maybe if you weren't such a lazy piece of shit.
If I work really hard, I can get like fucking the 9th Sharpie on my ass.
You guys can introduce yourselves as well. Maybe refute the claims that I have.
You go first, little baby. By that I mean, Lar.
Refute the claims that I have set forth. Maybe introduce yourself. Talk about yourself a little.
Hi, I have tism.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's great.
I'm drinking, man.
Hey, what's a good introduction? I've never done one of these before. Should I start with all my like mental ailments? Is that what's gonna get me internet points?
Well, it's up to you on which way you want to start it.
Up to me. I guess the thing that I always describe myself as an artist first. But you should also know that the second thing I describe myself with is a fucking degenerate. And that comes into play a lot into what I say. The things I talk about mostly.
You feel like that's your only defining trait? Do you feel like
absolutely not?
Someone removed artist and degenerate from you, that you would have nothing left to kind of define yourself as?
I got a bunch of other things left, but I don't think they're as fun.
As fun or as important?
Important, yes. Everything that makes me what I am is important, at least to myself and the people that actually put up with me. But important or not important, fun or interesting to other people that I meet for the first time. I always start up with those because those are the ones that get conversations going.
They clap their hands and they say, "Oh my God, I've never met an artist or a degenerate on the internet. Oh my God." Sorry, being a little bit of an asshole.
Yeah, a little bit. I know you gotta be the foil to the straight man.
It's true. Sometimes I gotta provide the counter argument, even if I don't agree with it, just to simply see what the response is.
You being the Chris O'Neill to my ding dong.
Gotta say, oh. Anyways, what are you boys up to lately?
I mean, we were playing Resident Evil 6 before, we started doing this. Having a little fun.
How was it? Did you like it? Did you clap your fat fucking fingers together?
Baby, you know,
yeah.
I love those silly little action games. That's kind of my favorite things. I died a lot.
You died a lot.
It's difficult to pay attention to the game and say funny things.
Drink.
Yes.
The beer. I'm having beers.
I wish the Resident Evil games were good again. Oh no.
They are? How dare you? How dare you? They fucking
The 2 recent ones I'd say are pretty good.
I feel like
I see what you're doing there, internet man, podcast man. You're ruffling my feathers. You're trying to get me to fucking defend.
Point here. Did anyone really think, Resident Evil 8's so fantastic? I love all this shit.
Yes, me.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I felt it was a little bit lacking, to be honest.
Well, what part did you find it lacking in?
I don't know. It's like there's not an I don't know. Maybe it's
Would you
because I didn't
say-
search around so much. I didn't find all the itty bitty clues, but
I mean,
It
did the
just-
game motivate you to do that yet?
it just felt like there wasn't a put together overarching story. It was like, hey, here's four cool, interesting stories, and maybe a little bit of your own. You know,
Hmm.
I don't know. It's kind of
Hmm.
wacky, isn't it? Like playing.
I can see where you're coming from.
In case anyone is worried about spoilers, there's probably gonna be spoilers. I don't know. We'll play it.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Yeah, put something on
Spoiler!
the screen like a countdown for when the spoilers are going to start.
How about I'll put spoiler alert over the entire
Just-
video.
Yeah.
Blaring sirens, yeah.
The entirety of the video, just spoiler alert.
But
Blaring sirens to wake up the parents, yeah.
it's just goofy now.
Mhm.
I feel like they got
It's
molested a
goofy.
little
What the
bit
fuck are
by
you talking about?
Disney, and now they gotta have goofy characters all the time. I don't know.
Goofy aha characters.
Yeah.
Goofy
Like,
from
why-
Kingdom Hearts, yeah.
Why is Chris coming out of nowhere, like at the fisherman's place, and being like, "I told you, stay out of here, Ethan. You need to get away."
You know, I can kind of agree with that. I didn't feel like he belonged there.
It's weird that his motivations keep changing, and the
Yeah.
fact that he
Yeah.
hides information is just complete. It's just fucking dumb.
Even when he wanted to work with Ethan, I mean, literally the beginning of the game, they put them there for that very reason, because of their daughter.
Yeah.
It made no
Yeah.
sense that he kept changing his stance and everything and hiding all the information. I can agree with that. That was
mean,
a bit weird.
They changed everything about him. They made him look like the fucking like Resident Evil 5 and 6 Chris Redfield instead of the new one that was blonde. You remember that? He was blonde in fucking Resident Evil 7, and it just completely fucking changed him and turned him to like a fucking
The way
builder.
he acted as well reminded me of how Wesker was in 5.
And it changed his voice too. I mean, it's the same voice actor as 7, but it just tries to speak in like a gruff like voice to sound more like Resident Evil 5 Chris.
Yeah,
It's fucking weird. It's like
it is.
they probably
didn't
told the
fit.
actors like, "Yeah, can you do more like like this and just put it like a
It was
like
forced.
a JPEG of fucking Chris Redfield?"
It felt forced.
I agree.
It did.
Do you guys feel like, because I know a lot of movies and a lot of games, they try to avoid the whole number thing, where it's like, this is the 7th game in the series, you know, and they put it in the title. I
Yeah,
kind of,
fucking Call of Duty 25. Fucking buy now. I bet you're not sick of it.
yeah, I mean,
Fucking movies.
I'm gonna be honest, I hate when people don't do that. Like when they're like, yeah, here's a game, but we got a special subtitle instead of a number, and it's like, great, I don't know where to fucking start in the whole series, god damn it. But
Oh, the,
Yeah, okay, so
the
like it's
entire
a catch
Tales
22.
series.
yeah, it's a bit of a
Yes. Oh my god, the fucking series
Tales
of so many
series,
fucking games. I have
oh, what's
no
that
fucking idea
one?
existed.
What's that one where you actually have to play them in order? Otherwise, you're not going to learn anything from. What was that series called?
Kingdom Hearts.
It was like something Steel.
What?
Portal.
What was it? No,
Portal of Steel.
Portal of Steel.
or is it Sky? Oh, what was? I can't remember. I have to look it up.
The
now.
Iron Sky? Is that one with the space
I have
Nazis?
it. Have it. Is it? Let me find it.
With the fucking the number titles. Okay, it's a catch 22. It's like fuck if you do, fuck if you don't. Because if you number the titles and like by now, like how many fucking Call of Duty games are there? It's like it's about 20.
Yeah.
And many of them are like fucking remakes of the original ones. So like you fucking lost. It's like, okay, which one do I get? Like fucking Black Ops 2, 3, 3.5, 3 fucking Vengeance Origins. Which one? Like, okay, like and then if they numbered them the actual numbers that they are supposed to be, and you see fucking 20 in the title, the first thing you're gonna think is like, fuck, I gotta play all the other ones to even get what's going on here.
But do you ever feel like, I don't know, exhausted or anything like that
Yes.
from it? I don't
Yes,
know.
like when you see the title, you immediately feel. I immediately feel exhausted. It's like, fuck, I gotta play all the other games to understand this one. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, it's
Fuck
that, and it's that like as you go through it, you kind of see, like, I never really played any of the Resident Evil games growing up, so when I started streaming them all, I got to kind of see the changes and evolution of it and how it, tried to spice things up and all that. And I don't know, I found it just got more and more like exhausting. I don't know. I feel like a series is kind of like a human life. There needs to be like a death to it at some point because it just gets really jumbled and mashed up and really awkward near the end,
Yeah, you want it to be like in an arc, like it's got like it goes into a crescendo and then it just winds down, but thematically.
It's kind of like,
And that sounds like perfect.
yeah,
Nicely good.
Oh, it's like, imagine Half-Life. You guys played Half-Life, right?
Yeah, I was about to
1
mention
and
that.
2, yes.
Imagine if Gordon Freeman, like they came out with the 7th game, Gordon Freeman is now on the evil side, and you have to play as the fucking dog robot character, and
all of a sudden, like it starts in the point of view of like we can't even say Alex because that's a thing now.
Yeah.
You start like as Barney, and all of a sudden you see fucking Gordon Freeman shooting your wife or some shit.
Imagine
fucking going and shooting your wife in the head. It's like, I shot her, she's dead.
Imagine you're playing as Barney, and then you walk into the fishman's hut, and Gordon Freeman pushes you up against the wall. But he doesn't say anything because he's a mute. So he just sign languages it to you. He's like, "You should have stayed home. Why are you here?"
I found the game.
It
was Legend of Heroes: Trails in the Sky. You have to play them in order. If you play them out of order, it's one of those games where if you don't play them from the first game to the current, you won't know the story. It's a continuation game, if anything. It's weird that they did it that way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck, I get it.
What would you say is your favorite?
You know what? I just thought of the perfect example of that. Like, just like your game, the fucking Assassin's Creed series.
Assassin's Creed games.
Assassin's Creed, yes. Like, people are gonna know how fucking pissed I am about that series of games.
It's good though.
Because, man, like,
and then it wasn't.
Yeah, because the first game has so much fucking potential, and recently I come to find out that the writer didn't even know what he was going to do after he wrote the thing. Like, he was just making it up as he went.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of how most people do it?
Yeah. It's weird because I try to do that, and then every time I do, my stories end up becoming convoluted and confusing and just plain stupid. They just fall apart.
Eventually. Oh, so JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
That goes full circle back to what we were saying at the beginning. It's like number sequels become, or Resident Evil in this case, become completely fucking stupid, and they lose track of what they were originally the original theme of the thing, which was to be like a survival horror, like you surviving on low resources, or being like having to be smart because of the threat. That's something that's very like a real danger of you like dying immediately.
So like 7. When they brought it back with 7.
Yes.
Yeah, like Resident Evil 7, it kind of brought back what it used to be.
Yeah.
I don't like
the people like that, like the original, like the fucking Resident Evil 1 apologists.
I fucking love Resident Evil 1.
You didn't even like it?
I loved
like it too.
Oh, you liked it? Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. You guys can hate me. I don't care. Because
I've
already gotten hit over it lots of times before. I don't like the way that they did Resident Evil 2 and 3 and 4. Sorry.
The remake?
Yep. The remake?
Yeah. Remakes.
The 2 remake was fine, but the 3 one, I'm gonna have to agree with you on the 3 one. They cut out so much stuff. It wasn't 3.
Listen,
it didn't feel like 3.
I gotta do a big bitch here, okay? One last time, and then you guys can slam your opinions into it like a prostitute. I don't care.
Okay, like my penis in the car door.
I fucking hate remakes. I hate them. Okay, sometimes they're good, but I swear to God, all of them. Okay, they all just say guess what, you little monkey brains, you little poop ass, shit ass little buyers. We're gonna just we're gonna put fancy little graphics on the screen, and you're gonna fucking buy it. And it's, I don't know, there's such a loss of detail. There's, I don't know, it's like the feeling's not there. And it's just like, oh, look, the zombies are hyper realistic instead of polygons. Isn't that great? It's like, great.
They are polygons, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, they're just higher polygons, but it's
they're not like old school Laura Croft polygons.
I like the Lara on her quaffs.
But by that logic, though, Justy, what happens? What would you do if they did it to Ape Escape? Would you lose it?
I'm very muddled in the opinion that it's like, it's cool that a younger generation that probably doesn't give a flying fuck about older graphics, because it's old graphics and shit like that.
Now they get to enjoy the game in a new form.
They can enjoy it in their form, but it's also, I don't know, it's a bit tragic on the other end of having to watch, you know, maybe a
something
series,
you love,
a series you love get freaking molested by greedy hands. You know?
But okay, you're talking about games like there were people, man. They're not. They're just games. They're fake.
Yeah, I know. They're a product. They're a product to be sold. I understand.
Yes,
but the thing is that, you know, I'm not gonna say Ape Escape had a gigantic fandom, but you know, all these other series like Resident Evil, they have very huge fandoms behind them. You know, I kind of feel like the game developers are like, well, we gotta somewhat appease these little freaks, or else it's gonna get bombarded by a lot of old people saying this isn't like what it used to be. You know.
Well, as you know, I'm a big fan of emulation in general, and I love the fact that we can use this, like all these emulators, to enhance the original games with the original art style.
Yeah.
And see how much, like, I love to push the graphics and the quote unquote enhancements as far as I can without breaking the original, like, art style or the original, you know, this inexplicable essence that people like to wave around of what the original game was. And then, like, going to your original point, you can't really improve on something or capture the original spirit without and alter what it looked like originally, because that is a part of it. That is part of the style, you know. That is part of the expression. That is part of the whole experience. It's to get to look at it and it looks a certain way. Maybe I like fucking Perfect Dark where everybody has like blocky heads and no ears because they look fucking goofy. Like having that like hyper realistic and watching somebody like in the fucking GTA 5 when you shoot somebody in the leg and they start like fucking screaming in pain and go like, oh, like realistically fall over and bleed and shit. I don't want to see that in Perfect Dark, man.
But the thing is that it's not even the graphics I'm mad about. It's like you can have your fancy graphics. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, because I'm saying that goes to your point, because the higher fidelity demands the gameplay to be changed. To accommodate for that.
It's the lack of detail. It's just, I don't know. There's so many quality of life details that I've noticed in a lot of games that, you know, the older versions had, because they had a team behind it that, you know, I don't know. I felt like they really wanted to sell a game that felt special, whereas nowadays I feel like a lot of people just don't put in that as well as the graphics. Like you can have your graphics, you know, all that good shit. Just have
they blow their load on the graphics.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a reason for that.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
The reason being is that the age of graphics is now. Back then, we didn't have the power that we had.
The age of graphics has always been.
Well, we didn't have the power that we had now for graphics.
Yeah.
But back then, they had to focus more on content and story than they did, well, graphics.
That makes me
That's
so
the reason
sad.
why they focus so hard on it.
It's not that they wanted to do that. It's not what they wanted. They wanted to do that for that reason. Is because they were allowed to, because graphics were such a big, like, important point.
Yeah.
I'm so sad with the timeline I ended up with. Like,
I'd prefer to have a game that's not
Okay with
great
it.
graphics, great story. I'd love
Same.
that. And just great gameplay. I'm a gameplay and story kind of guy. I don't care about graphics, to be honest.
Sadly, I'm a graphics whore, but I
I
do
love
enjoy
graphics,
my clunky looking
but
games as long as the gameplay's good.
I love my graphics, but I'd prefer to have something I can sink my teeth into with the story.
you see, I'm in between because I don't know. I like somewhat decent graphics where I can at least understand what's going on and I can have a good time, but I
Hmm.
more heavily lean towards like actual gameplay and story and stuff like that. Not so much story. I guess it's most importantly gameplay. I think that's the number one prime thing that should be important when you're making a game. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you want super heavy graphics, go watch a movie. You want
Okay, what would you define as like the gameplay? What kind of aspects of it
uh,
do you think are like something that's purely gameplay as opposed to graphics?
I would say controls,
Like what? Like being like responsive?
being responsive, how they function. You know what you need to do in the game in order to move around. You know, like in Katamari, they're like, oh, you know what? We're gonna make it cool. We're gonna use the left and the right thumbstick, baby. You can't do that in a movie, and you can't do
Yeah,
that in a book. You can do that in a
to
game,
evoke
though.
the feeling. Yeah, that's true. Like
Yeah.
evoking the feeling of moving a ball around,
Yeah,
like with your hands.
I feel like, and I already know there is a remake of Katamari, and it does it, quite well and nice. But in my crooked little world, I feel like uh, someone would take Katamari and be like, okay, we're gonna remake it. We're gonna have 4K textures on all the goofy little cows, and now you just move the
Yeah.
stick with the left thumbstick, or you move the ball with the left thumbstick. That's it. I feel like there's a loss of game
Yeah,
quality.
like where they commodify or like just make it. Yeah, there you go. That's the buzzword. Fucking accessible. When
Yeah,
they work on accessibility for like all games, nobody wants to use both sticks to move the fucking ball around because that's stupid and clunky. You just make it so you fucking shout at the screen and wave a stick like a fucking Wii remote around, and that's how you move the ball.
yeah. And the sad part about me commenting on this is that I feel like people are gonna see me in the crowd of like, well, games were better when you had to figure it out and they gave you absolutely no clue on what to do and you had to figure everything out on your own. I don't like games like that either. They're
Yeah, I
fucking
don't like that.
they're confusing. It's like I need at least a little bit of help, you don't have to hold my hand, but
Like, give me a hint, like something like, "Hey, go do this really quick," or "You have to point at the body." Maybe I don't know, something
the
like that.
the the have the game not be completely fucking obtuse on purpose. Like fucking,
Mm.
I'm fucking calling out. Zelda does that shit.
yeah.
It does that for very specific points in the game. It just hides things from you and
Majora's
leaves you
Mask
to
and
fucking run around on purpose so you can get that feeling of being lost and then finding something. Ocarina of Time did it too. Like fucking had the side quest where you go where you get the fucking fire arrows. Like you had got to shoot at the fucking sunset or like the sunrise in a very specific point, and that's how you get the fucking arrow.
it was
Like
weird. It
that,
made
that
no
shit is
sense.
very obscure, and for somebody that didn't know English at the time, I would have never found out if I didn't fucking read in a magazine or something.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
It
obscure shit like that that I made on purpose, and
it
that,
made no
that
sense.
I kind of appreciate it, and I can probably figure it out now. But me at fucking 8 or like I
Hmm.
think when did that game come out? 97, so I was 8. Fucking 8 years old.
Go back to
I guess I'm
8-year-old
just
you
stupid.
and say, do
Yeah,
it this way, you fucking idiot.
like give us
Yeah.
a hint, but don't make a blatant arrow.
No, it would require the entire game to be different in the way it presents its information at you.
Yeah.
You know, a game that that's a game that just literally gives you a blaring arrow at what you need to do.
God of War,
Oh,
fucking God of War
which
Ragnarok. I
one?
hate it. I fucking
Ragnarok?
hate it. You spent
I was
20
gonna
seconds
say-
fucking a puzzle, and then the characters are going like, maybe you should, and then they give you exactly the fucking instructions how to do it step by step. And even
I
the
was gonna
fucking voice
say,
actors got mad at the fucking at themselves saying the lines.
I was gonna say Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
Yeah, that too. That game also does that. It's like fucking they started with Uncharted, and I hate it because like one of the best writers I fucking simp for in video games, in fucking the history of ever, Amy Hennig. She's the one behind those games. I don't know if she was the director, but she was the writer definitely. And it started with those ones. Like those were the cinematic, like walk forward and the characters will tell you everything just so you get to enjoy the story a lot more.
Yeah. Those are, I would call those story derivative games, if anything. Like they don't want
Story
you to
focused.
actually enjoy. Yeah, story focused. They don't want you to enjoy the actual gameplay, the mechanics, none of that.
Yeah, they don't want you to play the game. They want
you
watch
to just
the
look at the
movie.
story that they made. That's it.
Then make a fucking movie. Fucking idiot.
Resident Evil movie. Let's go. Okay.
Oh, there's already
I like those movies.
They're so
yeah, I like
no.
those too. I like the Resident Evil movies. They're so bad, but they're so
they're
good.
so bad, but they're so good.
It's as long as you don't look at it as a Resident Evil movie, they're pretty good.
Dead Space movie.
Oh yeah,
That's
the
yeah.
animated
There's
one.
the animated. Yeah.
It's not even Dead Space, which makes it funnier.
It's
all Dead Space. He said the
It's-
thing. Yep.
He said the thing. It's a prequel. There's two animated movies for Dead Space. It's is the first one that warned other people about the markers, and the second one is an in between the first and the second game that kind of bridges the two.
What was the robot's name? I can't think of his name. I love him.
Which one?
I think he was
One
part
of
of the
the
first
three.
one though, like actual
what?
Dead Space,
A robot in Dead Space?
or maybe it was the second one,
there's the third
What?
one.
or maybe I'm thinking
Yeah,
of
it's
another
in the
movie
third one.
called Dead Space.
There was
That's
a
a
little
movie.
scatter bot that would pick up,
Yeah,
scratch for you in the third game.
the scavenger. Yeah,
Mm.
that would
And
get you
fuck it.
materials.
Dead Space movie.
Yeah,
91.
When's
Yeah.
the Rule 34 of the little scavenger bot from Dead Space 3?
Probably is. I should go look it up
Tin
right
Pan.
No,
that's
I'm
what his
telling
name
you
was.
to fucking draw it.
Why would I draw it?
Because you're good at that. You're good at like making non-anthropomorphic characters. Fuck.
I'm not good at
It's a
drawing.
3.4 out of 10.
Shit sucks. I hate drawing. I'd literally kill myself if it was 2D art instead of 3D. It's like you gotta account for the lighting, you gotta account for proportions, you gotta account for,
Yeah,
what's the
that's
other
in
one?
2D too.
That's
So I deal with that shit too.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying like that's what I don't want to deal with in 2D. Lighting,
Oh,
directions. What is it? Proportions, perspectives. What else? Colors. It's like fuck
Yeah.
that. No thanks.
Man, fucking colors. I'm so bad at colors, man. I don't know which color goes with what. And apparently, that's not a science. Like people try to make it into a science. Like you bring out the fucking color wheels and like, this is the complementary color with this. It just makes it pop out. Okay, then every single fucking game is orange and blue, and nobody gets to make anything else. Like meanwhile, fucking Simpsons are painting the trees blue, and they look green compared to everything else. Because the brain doesn't know colors. The brain only takes like the difference between two values and averages it.
They got.
sound
It's
like
a
white
brain
people,
hack,
but-
baby.
It's a brain hack, yeah. And learning all those brain hacks is not a matter of science. It's a matter of practice. It's a fucking
Trial and error, baby. Bada bing.
Bada bing, bada boom, baby. That's what being an artist is all about.
Being an artist sucks.
Ah, here it is. 1991 Dead Space. That's what the one I was thinking of.
What? You're talking
Yeah.
about something completely different.
It's
talking
called
about the
Dead Space,
game.
though. No, it's a movie.
It's the movie Dead Space. Wow.
Yeah, look it up. 1991 Dead Space.
Hey, that's the year I was born.
Wow.
Oh man, you're older than me. You fucking old man.
Yes, I'm a fucking grandpa.
Jesus. Ew, get
Even
out of
if
this
I don't
Discord.
sound
You're
like it,
older
I'm
than.
just, I am. What?
It's even funnier that I called Justy Pop Big J, and he's like 1 year younger than me.
It's because I think it's more about the attitude and the personality behind the person rather than the actual age. It's
Mhm.
I always see it as like I don't know. There's like some fucking other person. They called me like kid or something, and they're like 5 years
What?
younger than me. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I think it's all
Listen
about
here,
the
kid.
person behind the you know, behind the thing. I don't know. Some
You get
people
it. You get it. As like sometimes people call you son. Or has anybody like any
Oh,
stranger call you son
Sonny.
before?
uh
Sonny, what you doing there?
I've had someone call me
Hmm.
Sonny when I held the door open for them, but it was actually a grandpa, so it's fine.
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
but it's so weird. I've been called son in English and in Spanish,
I
and it's weird because the cultures are different in that sense.
yeah.
Mm.
Someone like when somebody in Spanish calls you hijo, like that shit is like, oh my god, like it's really serious. Like it's just probably he's either gonna fucking threaten me to kill me, or is just gonna give me something or
What
give
does
me
that
like a
translate
very
to?
valuable piece of advice. Oh, the son,
Oh, just son? Okay.
yeah, just son like male son,
Okay.
Is
as
the
opposed to female son.
What would female son be then?
Shit, I'm getting confused here.
is the word
Hello, female
poppy
son. How are you?
also degenerated as much as daddy is?
Yes, no, it's
Yeah.
even more sexual.
Uh, what's the
Oh
word
my
poppy?
god, I gotta really. I mean, it's. I guess it would be cringe to somebody else, but to me, like a really endearing moment. But it's kind of weird. So like the fucking garbage truck comes pick up the trash, and I just like I feeling charitative that day because it was like close to Christmas, so I give him a tip, like
Oh.
like a really hefty tip, like about $10, which is a lot in my country. And it's fucking. He holds my hand and he goes like, "Gracias, papu." Would you?
Yeah, my grandfather would do that. He would.
It's like gracias, papi, which is like even worse because that's like he said it in that voice too, which is probably the gayest anybody has been towards me, and people have told me they want to fuck me. Like that was even gayer than that.
It was I think it was gay on a sensual level rather than a
Yeah,
physical.
that's sensual levels of
My
gay,
grandfather would do
which
that
is the
every
best kind of gay.
Christmas.
What he would call you poppy?
He'd give them money, like $100 every Christmas.
Here you go, puppy.
Eh,
Spend
I
it
did.
wisely.
I miss grandparents. They're cool.
I also miss my grandparents. I miss them a lot.
They're
I
nice
got
living sacks of cash, and that's all they're worth.
Oh my god.
two of
No,
my
Justy.
grandparents were dead before I was even born, and one of them died in 1997. And the only memory I have of him is going to see him when he was sick and really wanting to play the Super Nintendo he had stored away.
Did you get Super Nintendo?
No,
Aw.
he wouldn't let me play.
Aw.
And I was very disappointed that that's my only memory of my grandpa. So
No,
all I
you
got is my
cannot play
grandma
that.
now.
Go away.
Yeah, no, I know he didn't even say anything because I didn't want to even ask for it because I knew he was gonna say no. So I was just I was doing that little kid thing where they just stand like right next to the thing they want you to like offer. Like like you ever had like tiny siblings or tiny like cousins or something?
And I have a younger brother,
But how young? It's like 10 years.
2 years below me.
Yeah, anybody
2 years, 2 days.
any kid that's like 10 years younger than you does that fucking thing where you're like, I'm sitting here, I got my fucking desk full of fucking game controllers and shit. I got a Wiimote in here, like a fucking Xbox controller here. So he looks at that, and it's the equivalent like you got any games on your phone, but instead of telling me directly that, it just keeps looking at the fucking controllers like with fucking hunger in his eyes because he
Yeah,
knows I got fucking games on my PC. So
yeah,
like,
they do that. They do that dumbfound stare where they stand beside it. Just
yeah,
yeah. Like,
yeah.
come
Finally,
on, I
fucking
want
breaking. I go like,
let me have it.
I go like, want to fucking play something, and I go like, yeah. And then I get him to play a fucking switch ball or something.
Switch ball.
Oh my god!
Justy, you never
Don't
had
even get me
siblings,
started
did
on
you?
switch ball.
You're an only child, right?
Yeah, I'm a solo kid, baby.
How
Oh
did it
no,
feel
you
to grow up as
posting?
an only child, though?
So great.
That
Yeah,
I
that
got
seems
all the
pretty sad.
attention. I got all the presents. If
Got all the food.
I got all the food. I got
You
pets that I
motherfucker.
wanted, and I didn't have to deal with anyone else's pets. It was great.
Fuck.
Did you ever want to actually have a sibling, though?
No, fuck no.
No.
No, I grew up watching all these fucking movies, all these family movies where it's like brothers beating the fuck out of each other, or like a brother and sister, and they're like, I fucking hate you, you're dead. Also, call for me,
I'm gonna
BRB.
get a phone call
Go
too.
ahead.
Yeah.
Talk about something cool. I'm on the phone.
little podcast. Why don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me fucking like taking advantage of this. Let me spread the gospel of the marvel that is Switch Ball.
Yes.
Pun intended, because the game's about a Marvel ball. The fucking Switch Ball came out in 2007, and it was a demo for the fucking Aegea physics engine, which ended up becoming NVIDIA physics that we know nowadays. And since it was a demo, it required a very expensive, one of a kind fucking physics card. That wasn't a video card. It was a fucking the equivalent of a GPU that was only made for physics and nothing else. And there were so many games made for that fucking shit, and it lasted for a year, and then it got fucking bought by Nvidia. So all those games got fucking shafted, absolutely fucking scammed out of the contracts. And Switch Ball was one of those games.
You say fucking a lot.
What?
You say fucking a lot. Like, damn, boy.
Yeah, okay.
It's your favorite word.
I abuse that. I use it as a crutch.
Yeah.
Whenever I need to fill in the silence, because I'm looking for the next word to say.
I mean, you can use fucking for a lot of things, really. It's a word that has transcended language.
I think there's I don't know if it transcends language. People use it in here. Yes.
I mean,
but that's only because
use it because there's no other thing to replace it besides fucking. It can be an adjective, a noun, a verb. It could be just about anything. It's impressive, really, how we made it.
There was a PhD thesis about how versatile the word "fuck" was.
It's very versatile. It could be just about anything.
He says, I don't know what the fucking thing.
The fucking.
The fucking. But what are the? What is the thing that you have to write in order to get a PhD?
You mean the fucking thing?
It is called a thesis.
Yeah. Is that a thesis? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the thesis for the versatility of the word "fuck" was a thing, and I think it got the guy a PhD.
I mean, the word in itself is pretty impressive, just with how it is.
Also, I use the word "fucking" a lot because I'm passionate about it.
You love fucking.
Oh, I do. I do. Some people might call me a degenerate because of that. I call myself a degenerate because of that. But it's fine. I know how to deal with it. Okay, that's another topic. People are very degenerate nowadays. The people are very, very silly.
Should people be taking pride in it? Like, there's people who are like, yeah, I'm a fucking slut. You know?
I think that might be taking it a little bit too far, because the everything that goes along with the term, you know.
Yeah, I'm a rapist. I'd fuck you without consent. You know, it's like,
yeah, that's not something I want to hear, and I got a fucking fetish related to that, and that see, here's the thing, the fetish, the fantasy is something that should be entirely separated from what you expect in reality. It sounds basic as fuck, but people forget that.
Fantasy should be separated from reality. As it should be.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
Nah.
How's that not making any
You
sense?
should separate fantasy from reality. That's what I'm saying. Stop
I
stalking
literally-
the
I-
OnlyFans
I
girls.
just said
They
that.
don't really love you.
What the
The
fuck do you-
OnlyFans girl doesn't really love you, dude.
I
She
just-
wants your money.
I literally just said what Fox said. You both just shouted at me. What do you mean? I literally just said separate reality from fantasy.
I think it's because you put it backwards,
I didn't
maybe.
fucking say anything.
You didn't calculate it
Wait,
properly.
is that what you said?
Yeah, what
I
do
thought
you
you
guys-
said that I should just fucking abandon reality
No.
and just go with the fantasy all the time.
was
And
agreeing. I was like-
replace reality with fantasy.
No. I think, listen, okay, feel free to hate on me again, but sometimes it's better to live in the fantasy. And I say that only for certain things. I'm not like, well, it's better if we just ignore all the issues in the world and we just live on a fantasy. I mean more of like a personal, personally, like
It's perfectly fine to have like a little comfort zone, your little like respite from the troubles and the whole the depression that is the real world. It's fine, but don't let it replace reality. Let it be a little break that you take now and then.
like my fantasy of System Shock 2 is very powerful. I am imagining it to be the greatest immersive sim ever produced, and none else could bear witness or even try to touch the bottom of where it stands upon, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I am so
Okay.
overpowered by that fantasy, that passion for it, that I now find it crippling because I don't want to play it, because if I play it and it's disappointing, my whole world, my whole passion-filled vision, fantasy for it will be broken.
So you're talking about something completely different. You made expectations of something you haven't experienced yet.
Yes, it's just like sex. You just think about how great it is because everyone talks about how great it is. You see media about how great it is, and you can imagine yourself within that position, but never experience yourself, yet still enjoy it. You know what I mean?
You enjoy the idea of it.
Enjoying the idea of it rather than the actual act, because the actual act might just blow up your whole fantasy about that.
I would say experience it,
Experiences.
because this disappointment is not going to kill you, like for real.
But what if it makes you depressed?
Then you get over that depression, man.
What if you become suicidal? Because System Shock 2
It doesn't
wasn't
take
that
much
good
to
as you
get you
thought it was.
suicidal. Can you imagine like being that what fucking pushes you over the edge is like System Shock 2 is not what I wanted it to be.
There's not time splitters.
Exactly. That's what I mean. You have such high expectation for it, and you're like, man, this is going to be perfect. This is what my life has led towards. I am finally ready to bear the burden of this fantastical thing. And then you play it, and because you put yourself your fucking thing so high up in your life, it's like, this better be great. And then it's not, and then you get depressed, and then bada be,
Yeah, you put it on a mantle, which it shouldn't really be.
It's
You
like-
never expect disappointment.
It's like a spiral of ants. You lose track, it gets way too big, and then I don't know, it just puts a choke on you. You can't do anything at that point anymore because you have such high expectations that it is no longer fathomably reasonable,
And this is the thing that makes for a healthy. I can't fucking believe I'm going to use all the buzzwords in here. This is what makes for a healthy consumption of media. Stop falling for expectations, or don't let your expectations of things ruin the actual thing. Go and enjoy them, or go and experience them as they are.
It's true.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to look at anything about anything really.
No trailers,
I'd rather wait until it actually comes out. I just want to know that it exists and then wait.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking bludgeon you, Schindler, I swear to fucking God.
Why?
You're like, that's why I don't want to look at anything, and I just want to experience it when it comes out. You fucking try and spoil everything for me. I say,
System Shock 2 is a great game, and it has
System
a lot
Shock
of
2, and
things.
you're like, yeah, by the way, you gotta do this in the game. I'm like,
Well, go play the game then.
I totally understand why Schindler does that.
I'm the same way.
Man, I get that shit too, and I really got to bite my tongue because I notice when it happens. I get so excited about something that I want people to experience it exactly the way I want them to. It's like, oh, do it the right way.
I just develop like I don't know, a narcissistic kind of behavior when that happens. Like I remember I had never seen Neon Genesis Evangelion, and I was like, don't talk about it. Don't even mention what the name of that anime is around me, because I want to look at it. And then once I did watch it, I was like talking about it all the time. I was like, yeah, Neon Genesis Evangelion.
No, that's not narcissistic. That's hypocritical.
Yeah,
that's hypocritical.
And then I would listen. I wouldn't just go into a chat. I wouldn't go into a chat with someone who, didn't know and be like, yeah, this is what happens. But we'd be playing a game, and just as a joke, I'd be like, oh, that's just like Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Me when I'm in a hospital with a comatose patient.
It wouldn't even.
I was gonna say, like when you were jerking off and you were like, "This is just like Neon Genesis Evangelion."
Just like Neon Genesis Evangelion, baby.
It's like you whip your wiener around and start jerking off in front of me. It's like, oh, just like Neon Genesis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even
Just
be
like my
related to
favorite.
it. I'd just be like, oh, this is just like Neon Genesis Evangelion.
That welcome to the fucking Evangelion fandom. They were gonna make everything into a fucking reference for Evangelion, just like the fucking JoJo fans.
Yeah, I was about to say, just like the JoJo fans. Everything's a JoJo reference.
Everything is just JoJo.
I hate anime, and it's gonna be a weird
No, you
reason.
don't.
I hate fan bases for anime.
I hate
fan bases in general.
I hate anime because I fall in love with it too much. You ever just play something, or you watch something?
Hey, do you want to watch something?
Or you go into a series, and then it's like, oh, you're at the end of it, and that's it. It's gone forever. You can't ever experience the fresh feeling of that ever again from that particular thing.
It's even worse when the actual series is still going on in manga form, but the animated series, it's dead.
At least you have the chance.
Yeah, fucking Dead Men Wonderland and Bleach did that to me.
Yeah.
And now actually Bleach is finishing though.
Yeah, okay, that's
took him like 10, 20 years.
Yeah, it took him fucking 10 years to get back to it. But that's only because what's the name of the artist? I don't know how to pronounce it. Tita Kubo.
Titty Kubo.
Tita Kubo. Big titties. Big titties. The artist. He got burned out like super hard, just like the mangaka that was making Vagabond.
Yeah.
That keeps going on like prolonged breaks.
God, prolonged breaks. Don't remind me of Hunter x Hunter.
And then is a fucking acid break. To take a break from making Vagabond to just casually invent Slam Dunk, and that sells millions too.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a fucking Chad. I want to fuck him. Actually, I want him to fuck me.
Oh.
Anyways,
with his prolonged breaks with me and Hunter x Hunter, like, damn.
Talking about falling passionately in love with something and then having no other media about that, so you can't enjoy it anymore.
Oh man, yeah.
Has that ever happened to you guys? You guys ever experienced something and you're like, oh shit, that was such a great time. Yeah. That's the only time I'll ever be able to experience that kind of feeling for that thing.
Soul Reaver. Okay, no, I'm different about that shit. Okay, I lament the fact that Soul Reaver is not really. I mean, there is the hope for a sequel on the horizon right now because the Embracer Group bought the rights to that thing, so they probably want to get the fucking money back. But the Soul Reaver as it was, it's never getting another like real quote unquote sequel. We can only get something new, which I'm very happy about, but it's not the same. But like as a like consuming media again. Like as if it was the first time, that's something that comes very naturally to me. I can always look. I'm very tism about that shit. I watched the Final Fantasy VII movie, The Advent Children.
I love that movie. Unironically,
Man.
I watched it like every day, once every day, for about 6 months in a row, and it never got old. Like every single time I
Not-
watched it, it was like I was watching it for the first time.
Not
And
even
it's
dilly dally
some
shilly
sort of
shally?
like a roleplay kind of shit that I do to myself. Like I play it up my own reactions. I play them up to myself in order to make it like fun.
unironically, I watched that on the PSP when I first
Oh
saw
my
it.
god!
Yeah.
Eh. Yeah, you enjoy the
indeed.
fucking 240p quality.
Not even that. It was more like 144.
Fucking, fucking
Yeah.
compression artifacts everywhere. Well, let
Yeah,
me
pretty
tell you,
much.
I bought a bootlegged DVD with wrong Spanish subtitles.
Oh no.
I watched, and that's the one I watched for 6 months, and then I got the enhanced, not enhanced, the director's cut of that fucking movie, and the subtitles were completely different. They were saying completely different things.
Oh no.
It was this. I didn't know that they were talking about. Like most of the time, what they were talking about in the original one, but I was just enjoying the vibe of it. And just all the cool fight scenes and the music, like especially the music, man, so good.
Yeah.
I listen to the Final Fantasy, the Advent Children soundtrack. I listen it to work out, dude, and it works amazing. It's a whole journey.
It is. It really is a journey.
Yeah,
A journey.
that's Fox's autistic little corner. Thank you.
Thank you. What do you guys feel is more important in life? Is it being able to accomplish your goals or being able to enjoy what you have currently? Thank you.
Both.
Yeah, I'd say
Okay.
both.
I say either or, you say both. Explain.
I mean, the ideal is both, but you most
I have a gun
people
to
in
your
life only
head.
get access to one.
You're crying. You're shitting yourself as I point this gun at your head and I
Okay.
say, you either choose option A or option B. Okay. Now,
Well, first
you can't say
I just shit myself.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I shit myself, and then I go for objectives because that's gonna give me a life longer.
That's interesting.
Actually, no. What the fuck am I talking about? I already chose to make myself happy over survival. What the fuck am I talking about? I already made
Yeah.
that choice. I made that choice 9 years ago.
9 years, huh?
Yeah,
Little
I've been
Fox
on my
just
art journey for
Yeah.
10 years, and I quit normie jobs 9 years ago.
There been any regrets?
I'm just soul searching.
Well, money and social life is a big thing for sure. I got plenty of social life on the internet, but obviously it's not the same. I got my close group of friends IRL, but meeting new people IRL is not something that comes very easy to me. I would have to go to bars and shit, and I'm horrible at that because I make a lot of friends right away, but if I don't like them, I just completely cut them off. Like I just don't talk to them at all. And that shit feels worse when it's IRL. You got them right there. They're looking at you with their disappointed eyes, with their sad little stupid eyes, and they go like, "Why don't you like me, man?" And I go like, I don't know what to say. Honestly don't know how to answer that.
Are you a heartbreaker, Fox?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a heartbreaker?
Yeah.
I feel like you were more of a heartbroken, if anything.
I both. I've broken hearts and I've gotten my heart broken, but I would say that my heart got broken a lot worse than I broke hearts. Let me tell you. I always try to be diplomatic, and like, I never thought I would get to say this in my life, but I have rejected people that have come out, like, confess their feelings to me. Because I know that the not because I don't like them, is because I know the relationship wouldn't work. It's like incomplete honesty and like just completely objective diplomacy, just taking their feelings into account. And it still feels like shit. Like fuck.
That makes sense.
I know that I'm breaking their hearts for real.
For real, for real. Schindler,
Yeah,
let me
for
ask
real.
you,
On God.
What you got?
what's your whole deal? What's your life all about? What do you
Oh my
find
God, big questions.
passionately fun in it? What's making you wake up the next day, and what's making you, kind of enjoy the things in life?
I have never been. Well, I used to be a very independent person in life, but with how things have gone and how I've been treated, I've more so become dependent on others because of just abuse.
Right?
All
I
right.
guess would be the best way to put it.
Is it a
Like
physical, emotional, mental, or a combination?
it's kind of like what Fox said. He's been the heartbreaker and the heartbroken,
Right.
but for me, it's more so
The
been the heartbroken.
big heartbreak, like
Yeah,
kind of ruin your life
being
for real.
broken. Yeah, being broken more than enough times kind of just beats you down, and you'd rather just put your life into someone else. Let them drive it for you.
You
Oh
ever
man, for
Yeah.
me it was the opposite.
No.
But like me getting heartbroken, it was like the wake up call. I was like, oh shit, nobody else is gonna make me happy, but I have to make myself happy. I got to be responsible for that.
I've only ever been the heartbreaker once, which is the funny part.
Well, I mean,
Eh.
so one heartbreak is plenty of heartbreak. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, it definitely. It can get you into a state where you don't want to do anything for like months, possibly
Oh man,
years, depending on the person.
the for me it was years.
Currently, though, I'm
Not the latest
pretty
heartbreak.
happy.
That only lasted a year, and then I got back up.
Mm. It does take a while. It depends on the person, really.
Yeah, I
is
was. I don't. I say this in the most clinical uh, and detached way I can. I'm a little bitch when it comes to that. But like
Oh,
having my little fifis broken, that shit
oh,
destroys me for
Fifi.
the longest time, and it takes a good amount of effort to get me back up to, being a regular human being.
For me, however, it depends on my attachment that I had to the person.
Yeah, of course.
Like, did I really like them? If I did, I'm devastated. If I started to hate them near the end, go on. I don't
It's
care.
like,
Bye
okay,
bye.
good. I'm glad that shit is over. How
Eh.
about you, Justy? Justy Jacusty?
I feel as if, I don't know. I'm a very cut and dry kind of guy. I don't really find any passion towards individual people in my life, as in, like, I don't seek companionship with just a certain individual or anything like that. And it's definitely not a reverse case of, like, well, I can't be monogamous, so I'll be polyamorous or anything like that. It's more of just I can't see myself dedicating my time, energy, concentration, emotions, all these other things into just one person when I feel like I get the required sustenance of social interaction and love and care from people that I can just talk to online. I don't know. It's very interesting. I don't know.
It sounds like to you the premise of a relationship is work. Like you have to get yourself invested into
It kind of feels
spending time or yeah.
it's kind of like I heard it from Charlie. She said that when you're in a relationship, it's not just you anymore, it's both of you.
Yeah.
And I feel as if I'm a person who may already be struggling to live my best life as myself, then taking on the responsibility and making sure I employ happiness and care and attention to someone else would maybe be too much for me at the current time.
Okay, here's the main thing that people you and other people, anybody listening to this should be aware of, that that is not a responsibility. You don't do these things because you have to or something that is expected of you. It's always a plus. You do it because you want to, and that's the basis for a healthy relationship. It's when both people like each other enough to be willing to do this shit for each other. You know, to share a life together. You know,
I suppose that makes sense.
if it feels like a chore, then it's not a good relationship.
Yeah. I suppose so, but I don't know. In both of your relationships, past
Mhm.
and or present, because it's kind of like, I don't know, how far does that whole, if it feels like a chore to do something for this person, whether it be physical, emotional, mental, whatever,
Mhm.
how far does that reach? Like, is taking out the trash, is that like, man, I don't want to do
Absolutely
this,
not.
but I'm doing it for the person, Welcome,
I would
Zora.
take the trash if some of that trash was mine.
Right. But say they're like, listen, I just lost my job. I need financial stability,
Mhm.
It's, I don't know. What, how, how much of yourself do you have to give up in
Only
order?
if I'm 100% certain that they would do the same for me.
Yeah. Also,
That's the thing. That's where a lot of people get it wrong too, because that by itself or by definition is a leap of faith.
yeah.
It's trust. You
Also, it
gotta.
is, Zerbra. And you're more than welcome to join in if you wish.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. To
Hey,
join in.
what's up,
You
baby?
want to give us your input? Yeah, throw it in, Zebra.
I
Throw the
gotta,
input
I
in.
gotta, I gotta do an intro for Zerbra first, though. Welcome,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I'm
welcome,
Yeah.
Zerbra. To the Within the Flesh episode 3. This man was locally known as the Pendejo pusher.
What?
Pusher.
Yeah.
What? What is that? What is that supposed to mean? What did you do?
Yeah, I'd like to know as well, Zerbra, if you wish to either refute or elaborate on that claim.
I plead the fifth.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Anyways.
Here's the thing. Like in my country, pendejo is something that you call little kids. It's like little bastard kids. They don't have like a father figure or anything in their lives. That's what you call a pendejo, as
I
opposed
can't
to
help.
like the Mexicans. It's like
Alright,
it's a fucker for them.
so it's 4:22 a.m. I'll probably gonna get to sleep soon, but yeah, I can give my 2 cents on this topic.
Okay.
What are you guys talking about?
When it comes to a relationship, how do you feel?
Yeah, about not being a fucking angry incel.
Yeah, when it comes to a relationship, I believe, a lot of the times it's a two-way street, honestly.
It should be all the time.
It should be all of them, yeah.
In my humble opinion, a good relationship is always a two-way street.
Yeah.
But
It
when
cuts
it's
both
Exactly.
ways.
Yeah. Even if it's in Europe where cars drive on the left side of the road, or like in America where cars drive on the right side.
You should always
Yeah.
drive against the traffic in a relationship.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't drive against the traffic, should you?
No,
Yeah, exactly. You should drive on the right side. Which,
on the
just
correct side.
I don't know.
exactly.
Relationships are tricky in general. I don't know.
Yes.
I haven't even mastered the friendship. The skill tree. I don't have enough EXP points to master it.
Or you
Yeah.
fucking Dr. K,
I'm just a
Healthy Gamer,
I'm an
.gg.
MMO gamer. I haven't
But
leveled up in the friendship skill tree.
glad I'm glad I could cameo in this podcast. But
Is there anything else you want to say
Hey.
before you leave and go to bed and shit yourself?
well, I would like to say that JustySchultzy is a good man, and
I won't go that
I
far.
wish him the best.
I won't go that.
Well,
Oh,
you
God.
wouldn't go
He
that far?
shits himself.
You're a good woman, Jesse.
I wouldn't go that far either. Not yet.
Yeah, you're a good hombre. Oh, wait, is hombre an offensive word? I don't know.
No,
No,
that's
it's
hombre.
friend.
Means man.
I thought it was
Okay.
friend. No, it
No,
was
amigo
friend.
is friend.
Yeah, amigo.
Yeah.
Amigo.
Or if you're French, you call it like mon ami.
River
That
is an
means my beloved.
absolute certified
My beloved,
poppy.
yes.
Yeah.
Poppy.
Like,
Yeah, Papi.
Yeah. You really
Alright.
like to wizard, bro.
But
Every
yeah,
time I feel a little bit of.
I wish you
Same.
good luck in your podcast.
Alright. Oh,
Oh fuck! He just disappeared.
what happens?
Didn't
What
even wait
happens?
for a response.
I sometimes do that myself. Or I used to. I
Yeah.
could just be like, poof, bada boom, see you.
Oof. Instant transmission.
As how do you like to get out of calls? How do you like to end a conversation, Jesse?
I don't know. I don't like goodbyes. They're always weird. It's like,
They are. They really are.
Really?
I feel like just instantly ending the call doesn't, not good either, you know? Like,
I'd say it's pretty bad.
yeah, because it's like, did they leave because they were offended by something? Did they leave because they're bored of me? I don't know. That, oh, insecurities in people. Oh my God.
Yes.
Ooh.
Fucking
Yeah, I'm a fucking expert in that shit. I'm the
sick and
most
tired
insecure
of
person
it.
on the planet.
Tired of it all the time. It's fucking,
Yes.
like, even I sometimes suffer from it because I'm like, oh, do these people actually like me, or, you know, but
Are they just pretending?
Self-doubt, yeah.
but I always, like, I don't know, I either go sleep and wake up and I'm like, oh, I feel better now. Or I just,
You forget about it all.
Yeah,
New
or-
day, new me.
or I fucking confront them and I'm like, you said that I sucked. Was that in like a playful term, or are you actually angry with me?
That's the healthy thing to do, actually. Just directly just go like, hey, what's your problem, man?
That reminds me
Do
of
you
a
even
certain
have a
person
problem?
that
Ooh.
takes a lot of stuff quite literally.
Is it a god
What,
man?
you?
Is it a possible
It
god
is
man?
it is a god man, yes.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna be
Oh,
honest.
Okay, I know this god, man.
I could
Yeah.
talk with Halavin forever. I'm
Oh
gonna
no,
be
you said
honest.
the name.
You said the name of the
I
You're
could-
gonna have to
Anyways.
censor that. No, we don't want to shit on him. At least not.
Yeah.
We
I
don't want to dox him.
I doubt it. Dox him.
Canada,
What do you mean?
Canada. Okay.
Wait, stop
Go
it.
to his
Make
house
it
right
worse.
now. Go shoot him in the head.
Oh no, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of like Halavin. He's a little,
I like him when
crazy, but
I like him when he's
Fucking-
not
listen,
doing the whole godly thing.
I got a proposition for the both of you. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
okay. You're stuck in a room 24 hours, and you
Mhm.
only have a video game console and the basic supplies, but you're stuck 24 hours with one person, and it's either Halavin or Hitaru. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
Hidaro. Hidaro.
Fuck.
Go ahead, bro.
Hidaro, because
That's
I know
hard one for
we'd end up
me.
fucking at the end.
Get pissed off with the tar. He's just gonna fucking.
He's gonna double down and he's gonna make it worse.
Yeah. And you just want to choke him out and kill him.
Yeah.
And then there's Hal. Like Calvin would just
Man,
sit there in
like,
the
okay.
background and
Halloman only loses by a tiny little bit though, because I like him just as much. It's just I think Hidaro is a goofball.
I'd
rather take a Taru.
go with Halavin 100%.
again-
Absolutely.
I feel like Halvin would actually try to help you, so I'd have to go with Halvin.
I
He'd
feel
try
like
to help you in some way.
I feel like Halavin, like, he might just, you might say something, you might argue a little bit about that, but once there's like
Yeah.
a understanding of where each other's point of view is, it's like, that's okay. You know what? Let's continue the game. Let's continue this way.
I actually had that experience with Halloman. We had a very, very long conversation. We had two. And in one of those debates we ended up fucking screaming at each other. And the second one we actually chilled the fuck out and actually talked things through and actually understood each other's points of view.
Yeah.
It's kind of a 50-50 with him.
I feel like with Hitaru, it's like you could be like, I love grilled cheese
I love Ape
sandwiches.
Escape.
I love grilled cheese sandwiches. It could just be a simple statement. It's not even like
It's completely inoffensive.
It's not
Yeah,
argumentative towards anything, and he'd make it
Yeah.
argumentative. He's like,
Yeah, like,
well, I think
yeah,
you're
yeah,
fucking
that's-
stupid.
Cheats.
Okay.
You're literally
Just
a
so
fucking
you do
idiot.
that shit too. I know
Maybe.
you do it for the fucking content, but you do that fucking shit too, where
Go
you
ahead.
become a contrarian to anything, any kind of statement that people make, just to get fucking conversation going. You're a
But I
little
found it
manipulator.
hilarious. I found it hilarious because I know Justy's doing it unironically. Well, he's doing ironically.
I can
actually.
stop it at any point. I feel like Hitaru can't. I feel like he has to. He has to do it.
Hitaru is more like, "Oh, you like grilled cheese? Well, I'm allergic to that shit. Get the fuck away from me. I don't like that shit." Meh.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh man,
that's how I
it's not
kind
that
of
way with
see it.
me. He goes the fucking I'm gonna start shitting myself right now. He goes the podcast way with me, and he goes like, I don't 100% agree with that, and he gives me some bullshit like blanket statement point of view thing that sounds like an opinion, but it's just saying like as a matter of fact. It's like this weaselly fucking thing. Just so I don't get to say no, like I sound like the irrational person. I hate it when people do that.
Yeah.
They do that to me a lot.
How old is Hitaru again?
I think
28?
same as me. No, I don't know. He's 30 something.
30? No, yeah, no, he's in his 30s. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's the like. Listen, I don't want to be
He's
one of those
Calvinist in
types.
28.
It's.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of maybe a tiny bit of age kind of thing. Like I've noticed a lot of the 30-year-olds that I've attracted, they're I don't know. It's somewhat of like a parental, like I know better than you kind of attitude from all of them. And it's like
Yeah.
I don't know. As a younger boy, and it's not about like yeah I'm younger. It's more of like I don't know. I feel like I'm talked down to most of the time by a lot of the older people around me. It's like I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't know. How old is Halligan?
30.
Probably,
He's 30?
is he 30? I thought he was 28.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
That's
28?
Bird.
So wait, you're 30?
I'm 32.
32.
Jesus. I'm
Yeah.
25.
Life now.
Doxing myself by giving my age. Shit. I'm also
Every
doxing
time.
Justy because they said he was 1 year younger than me.
Every time it's a surprise when I say my age, and people go like, "What? What?
Hey, you don't
You don't
sound
sound 32?"
You sound like you're, what, 27, 28, somewhere around there.
Again, and that's what I
got-
mean. It's the person behind the number that matters. Fox is a young spirit. He's
I got a young spirit.
yeah. See, he feels physically old, but he's mentally.
Actually
Such a
threw my
young-
back out the other day.
Yep.
Old. Oh.
I fucking threw my back out lifting a computer. A fucking computer, dude. It's not even like 5 kilos. The fucking
thought you were a
computer.
gym
Oh, sorry.
rat.
How much is? Huh?
I thought you were a
I
fucking
am.
gym rat. What happened,
I am,
man?
but I was also sick, dude. If you get sick, your life is over. Like I spent 2 weeks fucking coughing and shitting and farting, which was my, description.
Yeah.
Doing all those things. The coughing and sneezing and farting and shitting and pooping
Pissing
and
and
coping and seething.
Coming.
And coming too, yeah. Lots of coming.
Puddles, literal bathtubs.
There was a there were pools around my bed made out of different body liquids,
It was like
body fluids.
You see, I could have pulled a
Nondescript.
Schindler right there. I could have.
What?
I could have, and you would have been fucked. I was gonna make a Evil Within 2 reference. I was gonna say, oh, it's the enemies from Evil Within 2.
I fucking love it when people make those references because I'm a little Tismo too, and I say those all the time.
Yeah, but
And
what if
actually,
it's something
no,
you
I
don't
know
know
that
about? You
reference.
want to experience by yourself, and you don't want someone coming in and telling you what you should feel.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, as I always do, I try out a game. I fucking pirate the shit out of the game before I actually buy it, just to make sure it's good. I play a section of it, and I go like, okay, this is a good premise. I'm happy enough with this game. I'm gonna delete this from the hard drive, everything until, and the next time I play it is when I buy it, and that's what I did. I just fucking bought Evil Within 2.
I never actually finished Evil Within 2.
Me
What's up
neither,
with
because
that?
I did that.
I wasn't a big fan of it. Didn't have the appeal like the first one to me.
It
I'll
had a
agree with
very
that.
strong start, and I
Mhm.
played the shit out of the first one too.
First one sucks ass if you forget to turn the frame rate up and the movie fucking black bar is off.
Yeah, I took out the black bars and I increased the frame rate with
Yeah.
those nifty little hacks that people do in the community. Everybody check out PC Gaming Wiki. It's got like everything that just type into Google the name of the game and then PC Gaming Wiki, and you're gonna get the article of the game. It has helped me out so much with fucking the old games that I wanted to make it work.
Are we ever
Gaming
going to
Wiki.
get an Evil Within 3?
I don't think so.
I
Tango
don't
Game
either.
Works are like they got this new motto of we need to make like really wildly different games from release to release. That's why they
Mhm.
make the cell shaded. What's the name of the game? Hi-Fi something? Hi-Fi Rush?
Going back into video games. Get me out of here.
I
Oh
know
shit!
there was
Sorry.
Give me out
an
the tizzers.
Easter egg though. I know there was an Easter egg in Hi-Fi Rush though that seemed to hint towards a third game though.
Yeah, hopefully, I hope
Yeah.
it happens.
I
I like
hope it
that game.
happens because it's a great series.
Yeah.
What would you do if you found an Easter egg in real
Huh?
life?
I'd
If I find an
rather
Easter egg in
not.
real life. What do you mean, like a literal Easter egg, like a painted, like
No,
fucking
Oh,
not
it's Easter
Jesus.
egg laid by a bunny?
Not Jesus related Easter egg. You just
Oh,
found like a glitch in the real world.
Hitman.
if I
Easter egg.
if all of a sudden I put a shirt on and starts clipping through my tits or something.
Back rooms.
Man,
Yeah,
it's all
yeah,
talk.
I'll be pretty fucking concerned because I've had dreams about that. I've had
It
dreams where like
makes-
fucking like game glitches started happening in the real world. And
It
was
makes
Why
freaking-
is it gotta
the
be
Gmod-
game glitch?
It makes the
Because I've been playing.
It makes the Gmod ragdoll sound effect.
Like I was like,
It's
I had
a-
nightmares about game glitches. IRL. Oh no!
Look at this life hack. Ooh.
Not even like, yeah. People just start falling through the floors. Like,
yeah, okay,
people, no clip.
Yeah, people know clip.
What did,
I had a
game
dream
life?
about that. Okay, this is the fucking dream I had. It was a fever dream that I had like this past week. I dreamed that I was getting like a whole life, you know, like fucking family and shit, and all of a sudden I fuck up. I think I got like into like some sort of like it was some mafia dudes or some shit, like, you know, gang wars, and I get my hand blown up, and my first instinct in the fever dream is to fucking bring out my keyboard and fucking type F9 to reload my save. So like to look at the fucking quick saves and just fucking started like spamming F9 to reload it, and then it reloaded for real, and then I fucked everything. Like it's like it started glitching, and I was like I got stuck in my own like alternate dimension where nothing was the same, and I think I undid a lot of things, and then I couldn't replicate them, you know, because they happen like a very specific way. Ended up being more of a time travel dream than you know video game related.
Video game
But
nightmare.
that like my first instinct is just to reload the save when something goes bad in real life.
Fox is gonna walk into a Walmart with a gun and play some Doom, and then try and
Yeah, I'm gonna quick save and like
And-
fucking do.
gonna try and
music starts
F9 when
playing,
the
I
cops
shoot
show up.
everybody. It's like a fuck.
I
Yeah,
knew
when
I
it
should've
doesn't
touched those
work.
kids.
When it doesn't work, I start going like the fucking Chris Chan thing. It was like, oh, the merger is happening.
Oh no.
Christian. Oh.
Man, that whole
On the topic
documentary
of-
is something.
Yeah, I was about to go like, and the topic of Chris Chan kind of fucked
Here's the
that
thing.
that he got corrupted into being what he is now.
Is it
She
good
is,
or
sorry.
bad that someone's doing a documentary profiting off of someone else's misery?
That is not
For who
perfectly
he
honest.
is, I don't care.
It's
One,
interesting.
he doesn't make any money out of it, and second, it's as perverse as it is. It's nice to keep like, you know, a documentation of this kind of abuse that people did to somebody because they're just taking advantage of some mentally unstable dude. There even is a term for it. It's a fucking lol cow.
Yeah.
So you torment some individual for shits and giggles, like when they. Okay, I say that like with a fucking newscaster tone, as if it's a terrible thing, and then on the next sentence, I laugh about the pickle man, or the man in the pickle suit.
Pickle Rick.
You know about that?
I do.
Because it's like Christian doesn't like pickles, so they orchestrated this whole thing, this whole operation that probably took them months of planning, where they faked a girlfriend. There was some girl, I don't know, that wanted to fuck with him just as much as everybody else. She pretended to be his girlfriend, and they went on a date. And then a guy in a pickle suit just came and like took her away and just pretended to kidnap her. Just because he doesn't like pickles, so he like the pickle that he doesn't like just took his girlfriend away.
He doesn't like pickles because he thinks that if you eat them, you're gay.
Yeah.
Justy, are you gay?
So
you love dill pickles.
No, I would never become gay.
Dill pickles.
I would never become gay ever. Maybe.
Man, I'm on the fence.
Maybe one day. Maybe if it's trendy enough.
all of these arguments about people saying that you have a very like defined sexuality. I starting to believe those because I've done so much gay shit in the past, but I never fucked a dude, okay? But like the way I talk and the way I relate to people, I'm very like close, very affectionate individual. So I say a lot of like really cute shit to people. I'm very gay
like
with
me.
my friends.
You say that to me a lot.
Yeah, I say like I shower you in compliments. I say like nice things. I call you sexy all the time. Just because I think that's a nice thing to do, and I honestly do think that.
It makes me feel
or
better.
else I wouldn't say it.
It makes me feel, I guess, special. Maybe the way to put it.
And if I have it in my mind and it's a nice thing to say, then I am gonna say it. I'm not gonna fear sounding gay or being gay or anything like that. I don't have any objections.
What is it?
I think sexuality was a joke. Sexuality was a mistake.
And I do all that shit, and then I go like, wait a minute, am I gay? And then I look at some tits and I go like, okay, no, I'm not.
What is it? Being scared of forsaking your masculinity when it comes to dudes?
Yeah, it's like very insecure.
Yeah,
there's some type of insecurity that people think that this is like a bar that you fill, like in a fucking video game, that you lose HP points for like you lose alpha male points for doing something that you gotta get them back.
Yeah.
You gotta get all those points back by doing manly things like that. Really doesn't make sense.
It's stupid to me. Like I don't care if I have to go to the bathroom and the male bathroom is like closed off and shut down. I don't care. I'll go on the female one. What's the difference? It's a bathroom.
Yeah, as long as there are no girls in there that wouldn't object
no one
to
in there, yes. But if it's like a single bathroom with like the female semi, no one's in there, I don't care. I'll use it.
Yeah. I actually got a story about that. It was New Year's, 2017, 18, I think. And we were like with my whole family, we were at the beach and we wanted to see like some fireworks show and shit. And my dad and my brother wanted to go pee, and we waited for them. We went to like the one bathroom they had in the whole beach, and it was like completely fucking full because everybody was drinking, so everybody had to go pee at the same fucking time. And the men's bathroom or restroom was like completely overflowing with like people, like everybody fucking pissing everywhere. And the female bathroom was even more full than that. So all the women that were not getting in there and were going to fucking piss themselves anyway went into the male bathroom and just were hanging around there, just fucking waiting for their turn to pee. And my dad was trying to pee, and there was this woman standing right next to him, looking at him fucking pissing. It's like not even fucking pretending not to look. It was like fucking full on like laser scanning his dick. And my brother
You
too.
frying chicken with that dick there, big boy?
Like imagine that shit happens like in America. It would be like a fucking.
It probably
It would be
would.
newsworthy. It would
I
be considered
honestly,
sexual assault or some shit.
in the countryside, I could actually see that happening.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my gay little story. Thank you.
I liked it.
It's cute.
Thank you.
Like you?
Oh my god. See
Do you
that
have
that's the shit I'm
any?
talking about.
Do you have any piss related stories, Justy?
Yeah. Yeah, Jesse, you got any piss related?
No, I don't.
You're
Oh,
talking about piss?
I think
You don't piss?
I don't
you
know.
don't pissin'?
I talked about this on stream, but I think nah. I was gonna say it was either would you rather be puked on or pooped on, but we
Puke.
Oh
could
yeah.
we could change it for piss if you guys want.
Nah, puke. I'll take puke.
Would you rather get piss, puked, or pooped on? The three P's.
Puke.
um
I don't know.
It's easier to clean
dude,
off.
I'd say
from
piss.
the three, I think puke, I guess.
Really?
I don't have a golden
Yeah.
shower fetish, thank you.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like it's probably the most sterile of it all.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess so. Yeah,
but
it's would
It's
be breaking
sterile.
down
It's
instead of
liquid. It's kind of just like I don't know, like bad
Uh,
the
water.
least toxic of it,
actually,
paradoxically.
yeah, I guess piss would probably be better because think about it, if it were to get in your mouth in that scenario. Yeah, I'd rather have piss.
Yeah,
No, I'd rather have puke.
You'd rather
Oh.
have puke in your mouth because you're gonna vomit afterwards.
I would not want someone else's bile
Either
in
way,
my
you're gonna
mouth.
vomit.
Yeah, no, okay. All of them are equally fucking terrible. Shit is the worst of them all
I
because
agree.
there's
Literally
nothing good
feces.
that fucking comes out of shit. Fucking it's just feces, man.
How do
It's
people do
disease.
anal? How do people do
The-
anal? I don't
People
understand.
people shit
don't.
on each other's mouths too. Like you seen Two Girls One Cup, dude. Fucking
I know.
doesn't mean it's right.
I know two people that aren't any of you people in here, but they are obsessed with buttholes. And I'm like, what is this obsession
What?
with buttholes? And they're like, oh, they're just so great looking that I just want to eat one out. I'm like, what
Oh,
is
they
this? What
like
do you
buttholes.
mean?
I am curious who they are, though.
Well, I just
I
don't
won't
understand
ask
how.
who, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, I won't reveal them, but I just don't understand how people can find it like attractive. Like I can understand like partially, but then I remember that shit literally comes out of there and it lives in there, and you know, of course, people wash out their asses, but I don't know, there's something still about it.
Got a house, kids, family, and you just
Poop
And they-
push them
family,
out.
poop everything. I don't know.
Mm.
Oh yeah, that point I never finished was that like you really can't choose. Unfortunate, it's really unfortunate because a lot of bad things come out of that, but you can't really choose what you're into. It's impossible to like. But yeah, I think I'm gonna choose
you're
being
direct.
into men now. I was like, no, it doesn't work like that. What?
As I said, sexuality is a joke, and I think it was a mistake. Why do we
Oh,
A
have
lot
to?
of things are a mistake.
Why do we have to have a defined, you know? Well, I like that kind of person. Why can't it just be like? I mean, I guess I get it. It's kind of like how we can't all just be like one people. You know, we have to be separated because we are actually different and stuff. So is the sexuality. You know, it helps. I don't think people realize that. Like, I'm all for kind of deconstruction of you know, social norms and
Gender
stuff like
norms and all
that.
that shit?
Yeah, social,
Controversial,
just
but
social norms.
that's where the term racism comes from.
Really?
Eh,
Wait, what?
separation of people.
It's
Ah, yeah, okay.
I don't know. I
Isn't that segregation?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's literally the definition. That's what separation of people literally is. Segregation.
Yeah.
racism is more of like judging people
But
on the color of their skin or their
yeah.
Wouldn't that be
So
about the
external
same thing,
appearance.
though?
Well, no,
You're segregating them
Not-
by
you can
not
hate
exactly the same
someone
thing, yeah.
without separating yourself from them.
I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as like racism leads into the alienation of a certain group, whoever
Yeah.
you're racist towards.
I guess
Not
it
the
could
same
be
as
said
segregation.
about.
Segregation, just
Like-
separation for whatever it means. One
Yeah,
is
I
the
guess it
motive,
could
and
be-
the other one is the effect. Same thing with Justy. I think the sexuality, the way that people look at it right now, is it's more rather than dictated. You know, what's the word? Like you get sentenced to liking men or liking women or whatever. It's not that, but rather a categorization or an attempt to observe what you are actually into. What are your qualities?
But it's like, I don't know.
Sexuality is more an observation and uh, not a given thing.
Well, it's kind of like, say you're straight, right? You know,
Mhm.
you will, like, if you're a man, you will fuck women, but you won't fuck
Yeah.
particular women. You know, it's like, I don't know. Let's change it to a bisexual person. Wouldn't
Okay.
I'm guessing, would it be like, say it's someone who, uh, they're pretty much mostly a straight person, but occasionally they dip into the other side, the same side of like men. You know, is
Okay.
that bisexual leading like female or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
There is a
That's an
term
attempt
for it.
that's an attempt to categorize something that's being absurd.
Yeah.
That's where people get like lose their fucking minds about, because they're trying to make it so the categorization itself is like a sentence. It's like, no, you are this because I'm observing these qualities in you. You have been sentenced to being this forever, and that's not just not true.
I actually know someone like that though.
Yeah.
They don't mind being with men, fooling around with them, but in the end, they want to have a wife and kids later in life.
Okay, so they enjoy both,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
have like one preference.
Yeah, they have preference. The best word to describe it would be preference.
Okay. Because I don't know. There's a part of me that dislikes having to individualize everything. Like, I don't know. There's so many people that are like, it's kind of like, what is it? Is it Europe? Is it England with kings and stuff? It's like, introducing
not Europe.
Richard Earl of the Harvard Rutherford, third of the lineage. And it's like,
yeah,
let's add more and more and more to that title. You know, I feel like people kind of do that.
yes,
Oh.
yeah, exactly. They do that with gender and sexuality.
Yeah, there's some part of me that dislikes it because it's like, you know, do we need all this extra shit? But then another part of me is like, well, it is kind of useful because say you do meet someone and they're like, oh, I'm a bisexual, but I lean more towards men or something like that. Or I lean more towards women, whichever, whatever. But it helps you set your own like destination, I suppose. It's like, you know, it's like if you met a woman and you're like, oh yeah, we're having such a great time, I'm so glad, I want to marry this woman, and then she's like, oh, I'm a lesbian. You know, there's
Kind of destroyed at that point. Yeah.
There was a lack of communication in that
yeah,
that situation.
but it's like, I don't know, you can't have two distinct things. You can't have two what is it, what would the opposite be? Non-distinguished? I don't know. That's stupid.
I
But
don't know.
That everything just blends into a soup and there is no distinction between anything.
yeah.
That might not some people might not agree with that, and not out of a sense of bigotry, is because it just doesn't fit in their lifestyle. What if you have something that you like, and then people authorize you for being into what you have?
That's true.
Which is kind of what the crazy people on Twitter like talking about. Like they love to paint themselves as fucking victims of oppression.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and do the same thing to others.
everyone. Oh, that's a. There is a whole lot of people that do like to do that. It's
Yeah.
I don't know why. Why do people like to be the victim so much? Is it because it's kind of low effort?
It's convenient.
Yeah, it's
Convenient.
convenient, low effort. It's like
When you're in the position of being a victim, you get um it's a human instinct to try to um even out, like to protect others.
right.
I know that's not true for absolutely everybody,
It's more
nurture or
prevalent in
nature,
men.
but it's no, man, get that instinct too.
Yeah, men get it too, and so do
I've seen a
women.
lot. I've seen a lot more men with like paternal instincts than
Yeah.
mums without any maternal instincts whatsoever.
Yeah, because the archaic age, we've been known as the
No,
hunters
not
and
really.
gatherers. Well, no, we did
Okay,
have
okay,
women.
yeah, okay, yeah. I thought
Yeah.
you were gonna say something different. Sorry.
No, what do you think I was going to say? I'm curious.
I thought you were gonna say like it's this day and age that people love this damn kids and they're like
No,
40
no,
genders, like they're ruining society. Nah. No,
no.
like the people, the moms with no maternal instinct I'm talking about are people from the 60s.
Oh, God. No, I'm talking
Yeah,
about the archaic age. Back when it was bang stick together and all that.
and Ben's yeah, it's all that
Uh,
all of this like
there were
this is why
yeah.
it's so important to know history, Justy. Going back
Not
to
even
one of
fucking.
your streams and
Not
one of
even
the
get me
fucking meltdowns
started
you were
on.
having.
Not even get me
It's,
started on that. It's so
it's very
fucking
important
stupid.
to,
It's
it's very
so
important to know
dumb.
history because then we get to understand why this sort of behaviors happen.
Okay,
We were the
let me
men were
go
the
back
hunter and
to
gatherers.
my great grandpa who got shot in the foot. How's
Yeah,
that
that's
play any role in
inconsequential.
today? Yeah,
Nobody
that's what
gives
I
a fuck
mean.
about those
Most people are
details.
doing that, and I hate it. It's
That's
like
not
shut the fuck
history.
up. It is history though, because it happened to someone in your family lineage. And you want to know what? You want to know what? I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I don't care about your fucking family. Shut up
Think-
about your genetics and your other shit like that.
Unimportant
I just don't fucking care. It's so stupid.
unimportant details like that are like whatever. You're like
Well,
you're
I
right
hear
about
it
that, but
every
like
fucking
other
day. People are
sim-
like, I gotta talk about my family history, baby. Let me talk about how my grandpa is astrologinian and he's 2% that. So that means I'm
No,
a
I
percentage of that.
hate
And it's
that.
like, shut the fuck up. No one
That's
cares.
not what history. That's not what history is.
It's history
That's
to them,
fucking
though.
eugenics.
I'm telling you about personal history, though. That's their personal history. That's their family lineage.
Oh,
That's their history. My granddad did this. My grandmother did this. You know, that's their personal history. And I hate personal history. I think that's the thing that people don't understand. I don't hate history.
What if they did? What if they did something important that gets to affect like every other generation that comes after that?
Okay, like what? Did they
Like
did they invent a
something
new
important they did.
did
Like
they invent
okay,
a new nuclear fission or something like that?
no inventions,
Abraham
no
Lincoln
inventions needed.
freeing the slaves. Kind of
My
like that.
my dad's side of the family, my last name comes from lineage with a shield and everything. They have like the family shield. They used to own shit ton of lands, like forests in Spain. And then that got trickled down into um, they moved over to South America where I live, and I think like three or no wait, no not three, it would be two generations ago from me. There was a big schism in the family where everybody went their separate ways. A lot of mental illness in that side of the family legit made like everything fall apart, and so we got like a lot of people with my last name in very important positions, like in like governments and like like big time big name doctors and shit. And you get the rest of us fucking losers that have no money. And on my dad's side of the family, like two generations ago, there was that thing. Like one of my family members gambled away all of his fucking money, because he was a gambling addict. So now we have nothing because of him. So that's important to know.
How does that affect me?
It
It's
affects me,
yeah,
motherfucker.
it's personal history. I could tell you about my personal history. How does it affect you? It doesn't affect you no
Yes,
matter
I get
nothing.
to understand.
That's what I'm trying to say.
you
It's
because
a
of that.
cool, fun fact that I get to learn about you, Fox, and your family heritage, right? It's a fun fact, but it doesn't do anything for me. I'm not like, oh, that's Fox's. You know what?
Do you
What are you
learn
talking
things
about?
about others so you can use them? Do you find like human interaction that utilitarian?
I find it where it's fun to learn about you, Fox, because you want to know why?
Yes.
I'm not talking to a second generation version of you way back in the past, right? I'm not talking to those people. I'm talking to you, Fox. I find it interesting what you have to say, what you're doing in the world, what you are doing, baby, because I like you. I don't care about your past. I care about you and your future. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Present, I guess.
People,
My past, like the things I've done are also formative to me. You know,
yeah.
I got the silly, stupid story about my dad being watched as he pissed in the fucking bathroom.
Yeah.
That's history too.
That is, and that's you. That's part of you.
That's my within my generation.
Yeah, it's you though. That's what I'm trying to get at, is that it's you. If you want to introduce me to someone that's a second, 2 generations from yours that is still alive, I don't know if they are or not.
And no, the last one died about a year ago, I think.
Okay, well then someone from a generation from yours, if you want to introduce me to them, then of course I'd love to hear about their story, about maybe their dad doing something like that or something else, but it doesn't affect you truly, right?
Okay, here's something even more to that point.
Okay.
But hold on. Besides being like people of like a lot of wealth, and that came with a lot of education. Like a lot of them were like lawyers and doctors and shit. Yeah. That kind of trickled down into like an interest for science and well, actually it was like more hard science, like math and engineering, all that shit. Out of necessity and an insistence from the legacy that created. My dad ended up being studying to be an electrical engineer, and that's what he specialized in. And he also had like a very like a passion for cars, so he also like knows a lot about mechanical engineering. That pretty much is at the core of his being, so it does affect him directly. And from that, since he knows so much about that, he takes care of most of the things that any problem that arises from that. He me and my dad built the room that I'm living in right now. Like we built it from scratch because we know how to do all those manual things, because there's an interest in like getting things done and being practical, pragmatic about things. And that since he knows more about that, I specialized myself in knowing how to talk to people, because I was more like into public relations, and I would like get deals. Like even now, like my mom is better at that too. Like she always gets like more work for them to do because they work together now. And I dedicated myself to art because it was the one thing that nobody else did. So it did like the whole legacy, like even from 2 or 3 generations behind, does inform or at least influence in some part who I am or what I am today.
Okay. Let's do it like this, all right? Tell me that story, but in reverse. Say, I am an artist. And then I say, oh, you are? What made you an artist, though? Well, my dad, I've worked with him. He is this. Then I can be like, oh, that's cool. But I don't really care. I care about you, man.
And that would be the end of the conversation.
I'm just saying,
you wouldn't know anything.
It's like, I don't know. There's something with these conversations, because my mom does it as well. It's let's start at the boring part. Let's start at the part you don't care about, and then work your way towards the part you do care about. Like if you start with, I'm an artist, I do this, I do that, I'm interested. You want to know why? Because I'm talking to you, Fox. You're a beautiful little boy, and I'm talking to you, and I'm enjoying my life with you, right? If you want to go further with it, and you want to say, well, fun fact, the reason why I became an artist is because me and my dad did this, I'm willing to listen, but it's not as impactful for me to know, right? It's impactful to you.
Yes, I'm not saying you have to know the entire story about my family. As a matter of fact, the topic only came up because we were talking about legacies, and we were talking about
We were talking about history.
the way people think and how that is informed by the world around you, by the people around you.
Yeah. But why?
But first, the first conversations we ever had were about me being an artist.
Yeah.
I think you joined a conversation where a call where I was like streaming myself drawing.
Yeah. And I got to learn about you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's
So I do it the way you're suggesting.
Yeah, exactly. And that's perfect, right? There's people
It sounds like you want to cut it like right in half, like the thing. When I get to the part is where I go like, this is but you know the actual origin of why I came to be this way. Like I come to find out because I'm also interested in that. And they go like, no, I don't want to know.
It's more like I want people to start with themselves, the individual. It's you. You know what I'm trying to say? It's the individual. If I want to learn about Shinlar, I'm going to ask Shinlar about what he does. If that is associated with something from his past, either his past or his family's past, then that's just a nice little fun fact that I can learn about. You know,
You want a fun fact about my past? No.
what's something that you do, Shinlar? Right? Start with that. And then tell me how it's associated.
I don't do anything that my past is, well, my ancestors have done. If anything, this probably did help you.
Is it a negative reflection though? Is it like they did something and you said you wanted to go the other way and now you're doing that?
No, it's do you want to know what my ancestors did? As far as back as what we know?
I want to know.
But my ancestors were one of the first settlers on the Mayflower.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's such a fun
They
fact.
helped pave the way for what America is today, if anything.
Holy shit.
That's so cool.
What the fuck is a Mayflower?
Yeah,
I'm a South American. Please educate me on this.
The Mayflower, it was the first boat to come to America that helped pave the way for, well, what it is today, really. They were the first settlers, if you don't count the Native Americans.
Settlers, okay. Yeah, because the first ships to ever arrive in America were the
literal first ship. Yeah, they were the first settlers here.
The first ship full of starry-eyed little immigrants.
Yeah,
that people would have gotten fucking shot in the head nowadays.
Oh yeah, they would definitely be shot today.
They would have been stopped and checked at the border, and then found like cocaine, because cocaine was very popular at that time.
Yep.
And then they would have been shot.
It's a shame, but yeah.
What a cool fun fact. Wow.
I'm nothing like what they were. I don't think I ever will be. I don't see myself as important or doing much of anything to like what they did.
That is perfect, Schindler. That is beautiful. That is exactly what I crave.
What?
Most people don't realize they're not special, and they're never going to be. And that's what I love about it. That's what I love about you, Schindler, because you're able to recognize that, and you're willing to put that on the table, and I like that. Maybe one day you win the I don't know, the Powerball or something. You get
I'd
millions of
love that
dollars.
if I did.
You win the Super Bowl.
You win the Super Bowl. Okay, you get big amount of money and stuff, and you do great things with it. That's fantastic. But at least you're willing to admit that you're nothing like what the cool ancestors were. You know,
Yeah.
you're willing to say, you know what? I'm not that special. Maybe the people back then were, but I'm not. You know, maybe I never will be, but that's fine. And I
Yeah, I'm
appreciate
just
that.
me.
Oh, there's a big why in my head right now.
Why?
Why do you think it's important to say that you're not special?
I think it's important because a lot of people want to act like they are. I think we as humans see ourselves as the protagonist, the main character, the one who's going to get the girl in the end. And I just wish a lot more people realize that's not how it works. That's not how it will be.
Not everyone's
get
gonna
what
be
you
the
can get.
protagonist.
It's fine if that changes. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not saying you need to stay unspecial. You need to not be cool. You can have tons of people adore you. I'm perfectly fine with it. But I need most people, to just recognize that their potential could just be dirt forever. It could be special to them, you know? It's like it's like a story. It's kind of like the guys that are like, I could have been a fucking football star, but here I am. I got a family. I have a broken back.
I got fucked.
I got fucked. The thing is that it's still important to someone. Those people's kids, you know, they probably would have never been if they hadn't, you know, gone that way. Sometimes fame and fortune isn't the way. I'm not saying.
Sometimes I just want to be happy, and that's all it is.
That's all it is. You don't have to go and be someone. You don't. The someone you are is the person you are. It's Shinlar. It's you, Fox. You are the people that is like the important thing in life, you know? I just wish more people recognize that, you know, it's okay to not be anything more than just that.
You don't have to be the next Jeff Bezos. Just be you.
Yeah, that's
You know, all of you fucking insult types, like you don't need to be Andrew Tate and his stupid Bugatti.
exactly. There's people
You don't
that
need
I
to have
know.
20 Bugattis, like what he. I mean, I think this has been like the fucking this dead horse has been beaten into a pulp. It's important to say.
I will say just one last thing
Hmm?
about it is that, you know, it's I think it's just I believe more within the individual themselves than their past you know, their predecessors and how great they were.
You're in the present.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I appreciate.
Yeah, you take it a little bit to the
Your
extreme.
ancestors are in the
I do take it to
past.
the
Let
extreme,
them
I'll
stay
admit.
in the past. Don't bring them to the future or the present. Let them stay. Be
I mean,
who
only
you are.
exclusively because of the history thing.
What do you mean?
I mean,
You should be
remember
yourself.
the past.
You should live for yourself. I chose that, and I'm very happy about that very decision. I don't think I would be even alive if I hadn't chose to make myself happy rather than successful. I think I would have just worked myself to death.
Yeah, that's what I said. Do what makes you happy.
What I say. It's the good
Yeah.
thing in life, you know.
The only thing that really matters is, are you happy? If yes, that's good. You're not happy? What are you doing wrong?
All of these people, all of these successful people that didn't steal and lie to people, became successful because they just stuck to their guns. They just did the thing they were both good at and that they wanted to do, that they felt motivated enough to continue doing. Consistency is more important than like the pure motivation, because you're not going to get anywhere on just a motivation or inspiration.
That also brings to the point that there are some rich people that are successful and they're still not happy.
Yeah,
that too. That's very important.
Money only gets you so far.
There was this quote that I forgot who the fuck said it, but it was a very successful billionaire that said like, you gotta fucking like take it easy, man, go to the beach or like fucking take some vacations, like travel the world or whatever, and he ended up killing himself.
Like, you may own the world, but does owning the world make you happy?
Money only opens possibilities. It doesn't, bring you
Yes.
that.
Man, there's a lot of possibilities I would love to have if I had more money.
Yeah.
I mean, money, yeah, you need money to get ahead and to get the things that you need. Love will only get you so far, but
You don't really
kind of a
need money,
hand-in-hand
man. You
kinda
can live
deal.
off the land.
Yeah, that's what I always say. That's what I always say when people say like art has no fucking practical purpose in life. Your job is completely fucking meaningless. Okay, what do you spend your fucking money on? Have you ever like never fucking consumed a piece of art in your entire life? You fucking liar. If you say yes, you're a liar. You're a
Food is
fucking
an
liar.
art.
You live to fucking to enjoy the world. You gather all your money just to do something. Like the expensive cars, those are pieces of art.
The
They're
cheeseburger
not
you bought at
completely
McDonald's.
utilitarian.
That's art.
See,
Yeah.
I think
It can be art. It can be turned into art. You go and look at colors. If you look at colors, that took somebody like extracting, like grinding up flowers into a mortar pestle and go like, oh, this is gonna look really fucking good, and fucking like drawing some stupid arches and the McDonald's logo. So just so you get to look at it, that is art. That is fucking what we live for.
I don't know about that. I'd probably have to disagree.
Not for McDonald's, but I mean, you know what I mean.
No, I mean in general.
No, we only
I'm gonna
want
be
Burger
honest,
King.
Fox. I think we're on the opposite end.
Really, you think life is completely utilitarian and nothing else?
I think
nothing
that it's the backbone. I think that it is the basis.
Of
I
course
believe.
it is.
Yeah.
But we do all that shit just so we get to enjoy life.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather have. And
Oh.
and oh, hello, is my microphone dying? I'm dying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
They're trying to
Time out
silence
there,
me.
bud.
The Fox media, it's trying to silence me.
So many
I don't know.
burgers.
Do you kill my secret agent, motherfucker? You know how much money it cost me to
I just
send people to silence you?
listen. I have to get the word out there, and the word is, the basic needs of life need to be met first before you can enjoy the extravagant things in life.
Of course.
That's all I gotta
That's
say.
what I'm saying.
Okay. I'm just saying. If you're like,
You
we
don't
need to
do art
live for the
first
art
before you. Yes, but you need to make sure that you live in a good enough condition to enjoy art.
Okay. I won't have to kill you yet.
Okay, I'll call off the fucking the sniper.
The hounds.
Yeah, call off the hounds.
The foxhounds. Yes.
Yeah, I would say
We're on the same page, right? Like I made a choice 9 years ago that I was not happy trying to ensure that I was good enough, stable enough to start enjoying life. And I think that's everybody's, like, a lot of people struggle.
Yeah.
Because life isn't fair and all that shit. Is like things are more expensive. The dreaming, like having your own house is a fucking distant dream.
Yep.
For most people.
absolutely.
So what else do you have left? Like, you're gonna spend your entire life trying to get yourself to that comfortable situation. When do you get to enjoy life?
Got to be a balance.
At that point, you just gotta say, "Fuck it." What makes me happy?
Too much.
What can make me happy?
Too much pleasure is disgusting. Too much pain is pitiful.
Too much pain is bitter.
I like a good balance.
And to support your side, I ended up. I mean, I started saying, it's like, okay, fuck it. If this is not, if I'm gonna die trying, I might as well try really hard. And then I tried really hard for about like 2 years, and then I happened to, like, since I was like drawing for like a really long time, I happened to get really good at it, and then people started appreciating it, and then I saw a possibility for me to do both surviving and doing what I want at the same time. So I really went for it.
Yeah.
I tried to turn that into a business as well as something that's rewarding for me.
I think, I don't know, you pulled a very risky move. I'm glad it worked out for you. Because
it only worked because I had a whole family that was taking care of me.
Yeah, and I think the other side of it as well is that you could have easily turned your passion into like displeasure, and just like if your passion is drawing art, you know, and then you turn that into a business, and then you're forced to draw things you don't want to, and it makes you like miserable and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it worked out in the end where you're like, well, you know, I have to draw
Right.
these other things that I don't want to draw, but you know, I get to
Yeah,
enjoy.
that's only once in a while. I mean, there are some things that I draw that I don't necessarily enjoy or even agree with,
Yeah.
but I don't mind drawing them because that's not gonna traumatize me for life. You know,
That's just work, baby.
it's not gonna make me. I have my limits, of course. Like there are some things I will never draw. Like I keep getting people wanting to fucking commission me things with diapers. For some reason, what the fuck is up with those people? What do they?
Crinklers,
What's
huh?
so sexy about diapers?
Yeah.
A bunch of crinklers, huh?
People.
Yeah, again, like at least this year, at least 10 people wanted to commission me like fucking diaper shit, and I go like, no, no diapers.
I think, you know, see, I'd love to get into that, the whole psychology of people, how we develop kinks and other things that we enjoy.
Yeah,
But
Kind of hard to
yeah,
get into
that's a
that.
good topic.
it's kind of hard to get into it, but it's also fun. It's like, you know,
It's fun to think about how the human mind actually works.
I do think a good amount of stuff that develops is stuff that happens to us as children, not entirely 100%, but a very large
Mid-age,
amount.
yes.
Yeah.
The fucking canon events.
Canon events, baby.
Events, baby. This is truly a Foxp2 canon event.
Is there any final
Man.
canon events you guys want to talk about before I end the podcast?
The canon event.
Or anything? you want?
Okay, and I can pinpoint exactly the reason why I like short stacks a lot more than big, tall, big-breasted women.
Well, I'm the
Because you-
opposite then.
No, because a lot of big boobied, very tall women were very mean to me when I was little.
See,
Like, very,
that makes
yeah.
sense.
yeah. Like you were talking about that. I got a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Like all the people amongst the adults that would bully me a lot when I was a kid. All of them were like really big titty, like they weren't particularly tall. Like we're talking like.
Yeah.
Oh fuck you don't have metric system, god damn it. For the
You can just say
the
it.
people that measure things in the correct way,
Yeah.
like 160, 170, 1.70 meters.
Hey,
It's
Google,
not particularly tall.
what's 170
tall.
meters converted to inches?
Centimeters. It's 170 centimeters. What do you mean it's a fucking colossus?
6,000. Wow. Well, folks, you were very tall. Holy shit. It's crazy.
Fox, give me all the tall, big titty tomboys.
No, we're ending the podcast.
Yeah,
We can't keep going on.
Can't keep going, man.
What's your final thing you want to talk about, Schindler? Fox was able to say,
tomboy supremacy.
Okay,
Give me them all,
fine.
I did
please.
that, yeah.
that's his
that's
last
mine.
thing.
That's mine. What's Schindler?
Schindler wants to do fucking tomboys, I guess.
Let's do tomboys.
All right.
But why though?
Why?
Why do you like
I don't know,
tomboys?
I've just always liked them since I was young. They've always been nice to me.
Do you like boyish
Can you
women?
pinpoint why?
I like
Like,
boyish women, boyish buff women.
I agree with
that.
that.
I agree with that too.
It's like a bro, but with tits.
Oh
I
yeah,
like-
with the best parts of a woman, but it's a bro.
I gotta
That
admit,
sounded terrible. That sounded fucking sexist. Okay, I like women.
Fox wants all women enslaved in the kitchen. He wants them. Wants their tits cut off.
No.
He wants them dead.
I love women. I'm sorry.
Nah,
I
we'll,
love sandwiches.
we'll go ahead and end on that. We'll end with Fox
I
being
like
a little.
it when they surprise
fuck.
me with a sandwich and are braless.
Which there has to be a sandwich, right, Fox? Or else they get beaten.
Yeah, I didn't
hit them,
ask
right?
them to make me a sandwich and they made it anyway. See, that's what I like in women.
It's called natural instinct. Love it. All right.
Wow, what a horrible way to end the podcast.
No, it's great. What are you talking about?
Peace. Goodbye to all the people out there.